Some people seem to think that having excess body fat is not inherently bad for you. And in today's video, I'm going to explain to you why that might not actually be true.
So the claim that you're saying is that it is inherently unhealthy to live in a fat body.
It's inherently unhealthy to have excess body fat, yes.
Okay, where are you getting that information from?
Oh, okay. There are dozens of MRT trials that show having excess body fat, dozens, is causal, not correlated.
Oh, no.
So we're going to stop it there for a second, and we're going to address that to begin with. So you don't need any kind of like study or trial to know that if you, let's say you had a car right now, right? Your body is like a car, it gets you from A to B. If you loaded up your car with twice the weight of it, so like, if your car weighs, I don't know, 3 ton or 2 ton, let's make it 4 ton, that would be really hard on everything in the car. It would be hard on the engine, you would go through more fuel, it would be really hard on the tires, like they would wear out a little quicker. Now, your body isn't any different. When you weigh more than your body probably needs to weigh, especially if you don't have the muscle to support it, then that's going to be hard on your joints, it's going to be really hard on your organs, like it's going to be hard for them to function, they're literally going to be squished as well, it's going to be hard on your joints. If you don't have the muscle to support yourself, like it's going to be hard on your ligaments, on your tendons, it's going to be super hard on your heart. And this is before we even get into things like all the different diseases that you could avoid by not having a high percentage of body fat in your body.
Oh, that's not true. There is no disease that just fat-bodied people get.
I didn't say that. But obesity lends itself to all-cause mortality across the board. Have you heard of something called adiposopathy? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you know it means literally sick fat. And you understand how it works? Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me how it works.
So it's an additional layer of fat in the stomach area.
No, that's not what it is. It works as follows. When we eat too much food that has energy that we're not utilizing, the body needs to put that energy somewhere, right? So it puts it in fat cells. So it puts it in initially subcutaneous fat cells, a little bit of visceral fat, which is fat around the organs. And at first you have hyperplasia, which means we're recruiting new little fat cells, which isn't necessarily a bad thing up to a point. Now the issue is that once you can no longer recruit more fat cells, right, you get hypertrophy. So the fat cells start to expand. And this is exceptionally dangerous because what ends up happening is the blood vessels get outpaced. So the fat cells can't get oxygen and they start screaming, literally. And when they do, they release cytokines, inflammatory proteins, right?
I want to pause.
Of course you do want to pause.
Okay.
Because it's irrefutable. You don't even know what I'm talking about. So,
Jillian, okay, First of all, I don't appreciate the way that you're speaking to me right now. You called me out for just trying to understand the languaging and saying I was talking to like a 3-year-old, but I felt like I was talking to you very respectfully.
I do think it's fair that she's like, well, she's also like on a TV show, so she's trying to like, be dramatic.
You're talking to me very disrespectfully right now.
Here's the thing.
And I want to...
You're telling me you understand it, but you don't understand it. You fundamentally didn't describe it accurately.
But what I understand is that...
What's lipotoxicity?
I don't want to talk about... I am not... Okay, here.
I think what that clip showed us is that there's a lot of people out there who will deem themselves experts who don't often really know what they're talking about.
I'm an eating disorder therapist. I'm going to do my best to not use the O word because I find it pretty offensive.
And like if you are right now somebody who maybe is watching this video and you're watching it and you did see the surrounded video with Jillian Michaels, which was basically her being surrounded by people who were in the body positivity movement, who were basically sitting down and telling her that body shaming is like fat shaming is bad and the body positivity movement is good. And Jillian's main rebuttal is kind of like that it's not a good movement because it's telling people to accept themselves as they are, but maybe as they are is like an unhealthy thing. I can see both points, but I have to side with Jillian here. If there's something in life right now that is maybe negatively affecting you, whatever that is, and you do have the ability to change it, I think that it would be in your best interest to change that thing. Like, for example, I'll give you my story. I used to be really fat. I was really overweight growing up for most of my life. Now, outside of like the fact that that affected my health and a whole bunch of different things, The biggest thing that it affected was my confidence growing up. I didn't realize how many things I wasn't doing because I was overweight. And the day that I was able to lose weight, like the day that I was able to like realize that, do you know what? I actually was like pretty athletic behind all that fat. Turns out like I was really strong, I was really fit. And I've maintained that since I lost the weight because I realized, you know what? Because I was unconfident, I didn't have the bravery to sign up to do like, school sports. And if I would, I would, go to one session and I'd feel out of breath and I wouldn't go back again. I also probably didn't wear certain clothes that I wanted to. I didn't like speak to certain girls that I wanted to in high school. And when I finally did lose the weight, not only did I find that I was healthier, I could move better, all those things, I actually found a confidence that I wish I had seen in myself years ago if I had learned about proper, food intake, about calories, if I had known that I should be aiming to not just eat McDonald's as like my main meal for dinner, every night, that I understood that just because mum's cooking a meal and it's home cooked doesn't mean that I can have 3 servings of it. You see, we all, there's so many of us out there who we don't realize why we might be fat. And sometimes things like the body positivity movement will try and help you by telling you that it's okay to be the shape or the size you are. And there's nothing inherently with being fat or overweight. But if you could change it and you realize that that thing is in your control, and it might be hard to change it, it might be difficult. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to lose weight. It is hard. Like you have to change who you are, you have to change your habits, your behaviors, all that jazz. But if you did do that, and you got to the other side, not only would you find that you are healthier, you are stronger, you are fitter, you will also find a confidence in yourself to do things that you probably didn't even realize that you wanted to do that you weren't doing because you were stuck in a body that you thought you couldn't control, when in reality you can control it. So, in my opinion, yes, being overweight and obese is not going to be great for your body, but it is 100% in your control to be able to change that. And yes, it will be harder for some people if you have certain like medical conditions, etc., but it's not impossible. And we live in the world of GLP-1s, GLP-2s, GLP-3s. Like there are medical interventions and things that you can utilize that will help you and make the journey easier. But no matter what kind of journey you are following, they all lead to the same place, which is that I think people should learn how to track their calories. They should have good education around, how much energy there is in the food you're eating, and that you should figure out how much energy you actually need to be putting into your body. If you watched some of my videos before, you'll know that I have a free calorie calculator, which you can utilize. It's in the link below. And if you didn't know that and you are already in the journey and you're just amongst it and you're going through it, then keep at it because it's hard. But trust me when I say that if you keep at it long enough, you will start seeing results and it will be worth it.